A to the K.
To the K.
To the K. We're back with some Bad Blood predictions.
Yes, we are.
Now you may be thinking, didn't you guys just do this like 3 weeks ago? But no, we were predicting the match card, so it counts. We can do it.
True.
We know the match card now, so now we can give more rationalized thoughts on it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just hoping to get some plays and views, to be honest.
Yeah, just click,
I
click,
kid.
click, click.
Yeah, Bad Blood is like less than 2 weeks away now.
Yes.
And
Yes, it
we
is.
have 5 matches announced, which typically is a premium live event
Yes.
these
Don't do
days
pay-per-views
under the
anymore, Carl.
WWE umbrella. So should we dive into it, shall we? Because there is some bad blood
Dive on it.
between a lot of people here. First
Like
and
these
foremost, Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Judgment Day or Street Trash. What are they?
The name's still pissing me off.
Against the Puerto Rican Prince.
Like, do you remember when we were talking about them trademarking the name Street Trash? We're like, that's just dog shit.
Yeah.
And now they're actually using it.
Yeah. But like, they're still, are they referred to as Street Trash?
No, I
Just Carly just wears a t-shirt instead
Yeah,
of...
that's it. Well, they were all wearing t-shirts of the day, I think.
Okay.
But they're not calling themselves Street Trash, so I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, I've been wanting this one for a while. So obviously we've already had Liv and Rhea, and we'll talk about getting to see that again. But yeah, these two, feel like it's been building for way longer than even, you know.
It has, yeah, to be fair. It's been
You've
a
had
slow
that
burn.
battle for the Judgment Day for the longest time, and well, Balor's got it and called it Street
Who
Trash.
are you giving the win to, them? It's not about the belt anymore, is it? So, we can have Finn take the win.
We can have Finn take the win, but I don't want Finn to take the win. I want Damian to take the win.
We're writing another kids' book here.
I know.
Finn takes the win.
If you haven't, please purchase my other children's books on Amazon now.
Hey.
Um,
Feeding them segues.
I know, yeah. But, I'd give it to Damian. I would, because... And we'll get onto it when we talk about the Rhea and Liv match.
I guess, though, all due respect, because he's just come off holding the title, where's he headed with that?
I don't know. I don't actually know how he gets back there.
Well, this is the thing. So the win isn't really going to be anything to build against. So is it not time to give Finn the win?
Well, where's he going to go with it? He's going to go after Gunther? Yeah. He wants to see that?
But maybe he will. Maybe they'll book that. I'm not saying he should be the one who the throne's going for, but that
You always do this, sir. Gunther.
But maybe that's where we could go with the whole thing. It'd be a good match. It'll be like that.
It would. It'd be different, wouldn't it? But it's not personally where I want to see it. I don't know where this whole Judgment Day storyline is going to go, to be fair. Because you got the Terror Twins and you've got the Street Trash. And there really isn't actually a Judgment Day anymore. When you think about it, like Damian and Rhea, no offense to Finn, but Damian and Rhea were kind of the head honchos of that, weren't they? Now that they're kind of gone.
Really.
Well, he was the edge honcho.
Nice.
They were the head honchos. But now that they've gone, it's kind of, what is the point of Judgment Day anymore? Do we really believe, and it's, again, no disrespect to Finn, but do we really believe that he is going to lead this faction that's going to cause a load of anarchy?
Well, we said for years and a long time, Rhea's the leader.
Yeah, she was.
So,
And now,
I don't know what this fight's
gone.
for.
Exactly. But that's it. Like, it's not like, oh, if Damian wins, he's going to get back to Judgment Day. He doesn't want it. This is like a blood feud, isn't it? Because he screwed him over for the...
This is where it'll end up being a good match because there's some beef here.
Yeah. Especially Damian Priest. He's a big beefy man. And I like big beefy men. More on the Drew McIntyre match later. But yeah, I'm going to go Damian Priest for this one.
I'm going to say Finn.
You
Fuck
say
you.
that then. You say that. But yeah, I think it will be.
Finn gets the win.
This is going to be another children. Okay, so we'll move on from that to the other Terror Swim. So Rhea Ripley is challenging Liv Morgan again. There was an interesting...
Little Dom gets the win.
There's he fucking does, doesn't he? The bastard. Interesting development on Raw. So for some reason, Dominik Mysterio is going to be suspended above the ring in a shark cage. Like, did we predict this?
I think we did. I'm all for this. I'm confident it was in the early predictions thing we did. I'm confident I said it'd be really fucking funny.
Yeah.
If they go back to that custody of Dom thing.
Yeah.
And then you said about like it wouldn't work as well necessarily. And I agree because they're not really fighting. Like it's not like Rhea's
They're not fighting over
take
Dom. Yeah.
But I think including that stipulation is quite funny.
Yeah, no, I think so as well. I still don't really understand it unless it's to keep him from interfering. That's the only thing that kind of makes sense.
Potentially the idea because didn't they do a similar thing between? Didn't they put Jericho in there once to keep him from helping KO or something like
They
that.
might have done. Didn't he put Enzo Amore in it once because he was terrified of height, just to fuck with him?
Just to be difficult.
Was
So
it
it wouldn't be the first time they put someone in a shark cage to keep them from getting involved.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. But that's what gets interesting with this, because I don't want Rhea to win the belt back yet. And maybe that's an unpopular opinion. I love Rhea, and I do think Rhea should have the belt heading into Mania.
You have the risk of oversaturation, though, if you get to back too soon.
That's it. She had a dead long reign, and she didn't lose it. She had to forfeit it because of injury. So, she should get it back, really. But I don't know how Liv wins without the interference of Dominik, which is an interesting one. I wonder, now this is an interesting take. Maybe you're not going to be a fan of this. I wonder whether we are going to get Alexa Bliss involved.
Okay.
Now, we covered last week that she's basically ready to return.
Right.
And we've seen a load of stuff with the Wyatt Six.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like Judgment Day may be next.
Okay.
On their path.
Are they not still beating up Gable?
I think they are, but I think they're also, they seem to have, Judgment Day have got a bit of a target on the back. So I wonder whether Alexa gets involved, but I don't know how that would go. Like, would she team up with Liv? Would she go against Liv?
For me, the way that the Wyatt Six is going at the minute, they should be helping Rhea.
Yeah.
Because they kind of look after people, don't they, in a weird way. Like, they went after Gable because he's a dick.
Mm.
So wouldn't the same principle be there to go, well, Judgment Day being dicks? So.
Yeah, maybe. But that's just my bit of a wild thought.
I like it. I do like it. And it moved Wyatt Six on.
Well, that's it. It moves Wyatt.
What they're doing.
Changes the focus, gives Judgment Day a fresh challenge. Because I do think after this, the whole Damian thing will be done with. That's why I think he'll defeat Finn. But then, I wonder whether Alexa or Nikki Cross or something get involved in some way or shape or form in this. But saying that's the predicament I've got, is you'd imagine they'd help Rhea. And it's not Rhea that needs the help.
No.
So.
But if they interfere and ruin the match, then that's how she keeps her belt, isn't it? So they try and get involved and don't give a shit about winners. They're just getting involved to punish Liv for whatever reason. I don't know. There's ways that, can you be disqualified from this match?
They make it up. Didn't they have a Hell in a Cell match end in disqualification once? Like, the fuck?
Actually, good point.
So, but it's a tough one, because I don't want Liv to lose, but I don't see how she retains.
I just don't feel this is the pay-per-view for it, is it? I think she needs to retain. I think it'll be through shenanigans. It can't be a straight win. Yeah.
Like, part of me wonders as well with Survivor Series coming up, whether, because there's going to be War Games, do we just have the one War Games match, or will there be multiple? Will it be faction wars?
I think it should be one.
You think? Because it's kind of pointless having the 2 rings set up for just one match to use it.
I see your point, but then it'd be.
They normally have the women's.
You get to a point where you end up with having War Games, and then you have increased the number of matches, not because they were necessary or because they were good, just because the ring's set up that way.
Maybe.
A bit like when you run like Hell in a Cell, and it's like, there's no beef here, but it's just doing a cell anyway.
Well, we've got an annual pay-per-view, so we're going to have to put someone in a Hell in a Cell. I don't know. I think Liv will retain. I hope she retains anyway.
I think she'll find a way to.
But
maybe this is just going to be Dom proving just how annoying he can be. He's so annoying that he's still a distraction, even hung up in the air in a cage.
Yeah, maybe. But at the same time, I want to see Rhea get her hands on Dom, beat the crap out of him again. That's always fun to see.
They could do for a mega spot here where she somehow manages to reach the cage and
maybe she shit. Has anyone ever put a ladder up to the cage and broke them out and then
a lot done with the cages them off before now. But if she could somehow drag his ass out of the cage despite him being hung up in the air, that'd be pretty cool if they wanted some sort of spot like that.
Yeah, 100%. But you know what? It adds more intrigue to this match for me. Having Dominik there, but not being able to get involved. How's it going to go? Yeah. So I am excited for that one.
Agree.
Right, this one, we don't know what's going to happen. On SmackDown, it's going to be either Bayley or Naomi to take on Nia Jax at the Premium Live event, but we don't know who. I think we might just get a triple threat. Shenanigans in the match, and so Nick Aldis is like, well, we're facing both of them then. Maybe Nia gets involved and beats them up, and he's like, well, you thought that was going to work in your favour, but it didn't. Now you got to take them both on. But I think Naomi will just be there to eat the pin, unfortunately.
Maybe.
Which is a fall from, I say it's a fall from grace, which there was never really.
What if the red herring it and Naomi gets the win? And then we get the cash in.
Oh. There is that aspect of it. I keep forgetting about that, to be honest.
Personally, I don't think there's going to be a direct betrayal.
No.
I think people are expecting that. Nia retains and then she gets cashed in on.
Yeah.
I actually think it'll be the opposite. I think she'll lose and get cashed in on, but then their friendship will kind of remain for a few weeks, but Nia won't be able to accept that. She's got the belt now.
Yeah,
when Nia never lost.
Turns. Yeah.
And then we build something there.
So is this the moment then? Is this where Tiffy gets...
I think so, but I think it's going to be on whoever wins, and I don't think Nia's going to win. I think either Bayley or Naomi are going to win for a very short period of fucking time.
Okay. Because I imagine if it is a triple threat match, you'll get Naomi and Bayley teaming up against Nia. So Tiffy might come down to try and even the odds for Nia. But maybe, I don't know, something goes wrong.
I mean, the other thought I was like, well, does she make it a fatal 4-way?
It'd be ballsy if she did.
It'd be ballsy. But I honestly think what will happen is Nia will sort of do the groundwork. So they'll be exhausted. One of them will get the win. And Tiffy will capitalise. But I think that'll be the start of their feud because Nia won't be happy that that's how it went down.
Okay.
I guess.
I think Tiffy will try and even the odds. Will accidentally, inadvertently cost Nia the match. And then Nia's fuming at her. So then Tiffy's like, oh no. And then kind of turns on Nia, but then cashes in.
I think you're wrong.
Well, we'll see. But so are we saying that Nia's definitely losing the belt then?
I think so.
Ooh.
I think we're both heading that way.
And we think it ends up on Tiffy, regardless of whoever takes it in the interim. Like, what is the right choice here? Because do you give it to Naomi so then you can say, oh, she's an X-time champion, or do you do the same for Bayley?
Well, I think Bayley has...
Maybe Charlotte gets involved, just so they can give her an extra title for briefly a period.
I think Bayley has the career to be the one to take the win and take the loss so quickly. Naomi, I think people will feel a bit aggrieved by that because she's deserved better from WWE for a long time. So it almost feel like they're just making a point.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be in poor taste to do it to Naomi.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I could be completely wrong. Maybe it will just be Naomi versus Nia, or just Bayley versus Nia. It might not be a triple threat, but I feel like that's the way it will go. But yeah,
because otherwise, why are they all involved?
Well, exactly. So we agree it's Tiffy's time.
Yes,
which will be good to see. Speaking of things that are going to be good to see, you've had enough of this a bit, haven't you?
Yeah,
I haven't. I love Drew. I hate Punk. It's perfect medley for me. You know, so I'm going to be so pissed if Punk wins. He'll be so pissed. And I think he's gonna.
I think you're right.
Like,
I don't think he should.
Punk doesn't need it, does he? Do you know what I mean? Drew, he's had a fucking year, hasn't he? You know what I mean? Like, since he beat Brock and he was the COVID champ and everything, he had this big thing to get the belt back and stuff, and he finally manages to get it and get screwed over, and Punk screwed, you know what I mean? Like, I go back to your thing you say about Baron Corbin in them feuds, and it's like, it's not even Baron's fault. Like, it's not even Drew's fault.
Exactly.
CM Punk was a dick. And cost him. So I was like,
But he's a dick that they all seem to love.
Exactly. The worst thing Drew's done is steal his friendship bracelet.
That was probably the only sort of real bad thing he did.
Yeah, which is like, a friendship bracelet. So yeah, look, it's the right way to end the feud. I'm happy the feud's going to end. This is the way to do it. Hell in a Cell, 1,000,000%. I need it to be Drew, and I don't think it's going to be.
I think you're right.
So, unfortunately, I'm going to say Punk will take the win. I think it has to be head over heart.
I'm going to say Punk because I think part of Punk coming back, part of the deal was he's going to main event Mania in some capacity. And I think the only way to build him to Mania is to give him this win.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be Punk.
What show? Cody's on SmackDown, isn't he?
He'd be going against Gunther.
Like, Drew versus Gunther's a banger, man. Like, we got to see a preview of it with Sheamus, didn't we, at Mania? Like, that's the match I want to see at WrestleMania for Drew.
Well, unless WWE, they really want that sort of... I'm not saying they do it deliberately like this. So many people are like, oh, they don't even care about AEW. AEW was irrelevant to them and all that usual bollocks. But having Punk versus Cody, I think they might like that sort of...
Will we see a wild Seth Rollins? Does Seth Rollins appear and cost CM Punk? And that way, it gives Drew the win.
The thing is, though, I was less into that feud than I was the Drew and Punk feud, so that would be a bit of a downstep. But we could.
Because that way, Drew gets the win, but didn't deserve the win because someone interfered. So Punk still looks strong.
Feel like a good end to that, though, does it?
It doesn't, but it still allows them to move on, I guess.
Why would you move on then?
Because now Punk's focus will be shifted to Seth, and Drew is like, well, I've just beat Punk, so I don't need to anymore. I got the last laugh.
I guess.
So that exits it cleanly, I think. But Yeah, I can see that happening.
Okay.
If Drew's going to win, I think it's going to be something like that. Seth Rollins gets involved or something. But what I still don't understand, which we'll find out more when we talk about the main event in a bit, is when we get to War Games, you've got the Bloodline versus, I guess, a band of Roman's merry men, if it goes that way. So you imagine Cody's going to be on his side, but then you start adding people like Punk and stuff, but then you've got multiple shows involved, so it's like, is that the right thing to do? Because Jay's not going to do it anymore. He's the Intercontinental title champ. Maybe he does.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. For this one, I'm going to say Punk gets the win, unfortunately. But I would not be surprised if Rollins turns up and then that allows Drew to sneak the win and end it that way. All right. Which takes us to... Is this going to be the main event? I personally think that the Hell in a Cell should be the main event. But
I agree, but this is probably going to be the main event.
Probably going to be the main event. So we've got Roman teaming up with Cody, the man who beat him at WrestleMania, to take on Solo and Jacob Fatu. Weird this.
Like how it's Cody, the man who beat him at WrestleMania. One of the men.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Look an army.
Yeah, to be fair.
Let's not forget that.
To be fair.
You know, Cody's standing face to face with him in the football arena. Like, football arena made me sound like such an old man.
It did, yeah.
In that football arena.
In that football arena.
But standing face to face with him there, like all Billy Big Bollocks, and it's like, mate, it took like 12 people to help you win that.
To be fair.
Let's not forget.
It did take Roman multiple people to beat him in the first round. So, but you've got to imagine. So we'll talk about what might happen in a minute, but you've got to imagine we will get Cody Roman a third time at some point. The plan seems to still be Rock and Cody at WrestleMania. I don't know how we get there, but you put something out into the universe before we started recording, didn't you? Around what if Roman turns on Cody?
Yes. Slight theory that this has all been an elaborate ruse, and Roman is actually still very much in the bloodline.
I hate it so much.
I would too, to be honest with you. I'm sorry I put it out there, but that just feels like that kind of booking.
Yeah,
sadly,
like that would be the worst choice. If that happens, people can't be going on about Triple H and long-term storytelling and all that, because it's a coward's way out. It's
how many people have fucking loved that though? We'd be like, it's so shit, but so many people would be like, oh, it's such a cinema.
Yeah. How often was that used about this segment? Like, it was, I liked it, don't get me wrong, but everyone's like, oh, cinema. Like, yeah.
It's getting a bit cliche. It's like when people go, this is wrestling. It's like,
it is actually. Everything, all the promotions.
But no, this is wrestling. Like, shut up.
Yeah. But no, I would absolutely hate that. I'd think of it as a massive cop-out for them. But I was saying too, I honestly do not know where this is going. I'm lost now because Jay's just won the IC title, so I can't imagine he'll be involved in this picture. We were saying it was going to be Bloodweiser versus Bloodlight, right? So it was going to be Roman, Jimmy, Jay, maybe Sami Zayn or someone gets involved, maybe another member of the Anoa'i family to even it up against, Solo's new Bloodline. That would be the War Games match. Doesn't seem to be going that way. So,
yeah. I think it makes it less impactful when it's like the other teams kind of just slap together.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny when they're the faces in the scenario? Roman is kind of a face. When they're the faces, you can just slap them together and it works out. They're just fine. It's all good. When they're heels, it's like, how can they coexist? It's funny, isn't it? How that always works.
But you were saying, the whole Hikuleo going to NXT thing could be a red herring.
Could be.
Maybe he does rock up as part of this. Like, who do you think's going to win? I guess, because we haven't really spoke about that yet. Because it's a non-title match and stuff, I could see Cody or someone eating a loss here. And Roman being fuming at Cody because he's the reason why, he could get one over on the Bloodline.
They could go for a classic where it's Roman and Cody standing tall at the end of this and then, bam, spear.
Good thing.
It's like, their beef isn't over. Their beef isn't over.
But again, because War Games is coming up, what happens then? Do we just not get a Bloodline War Games match? Is it because it's possible?
Maybe.
I just keep thinking, ever since this whole Bloodline thing, it's like, that's got built into War Games.
It feels like it was, doesn't it? Bloodline versus Bloodline, but they haven't set up the other Bloodline.
Yeah, maybe it won't.
Yeah, maybe we're wrong. Yeah. Maybe we're wrong. Doesn't feel right.
Could it be? Yeah, I'm going to go for a wild one here. As it stands, I'll have to see what goes down on SmackDown before I can make my final decision on this. But I'm going to go with Solo and Jacob Fatu. But I think it's going to be Jacob that gets the win over Cody. And he's almost looking at Solo like, I'm the one who won this, not you. And it creates more tension between them two of who's the real tribal chief of the new bloodline. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've still got Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. I'm sure I'll get involved.
It is really funny. I know they haven't done it deliberately, but you got like Solo there doing his best, like mean mugging face, you know what I mean? And then Jacob in the background, who just actually looks like a deranged, scary bastard.
Yeah, he's a scary guy, isn't he? Look at that face.
Solo's trying his absolute best to be just as scary. And he's just naturally like, yeah, don't mess with him.
He is a psychopath, 100%. Yeah, so I'm going to go with left field with it. Left field with that.
Left field. A
little bit left field with it. And I'm going to say that the new bloodline, I'm going to take the win here. Cody takes the loss. Jacob pins him.
Okay. I like that. It sets up that match, doesn't it? I like it.
What do you think?
Could do. And then, to be honest, you could still set up to War Games Bloodline v Bloodline. And you've separated Cody and Jacob to the main event. Or not the main event, but to the title match. So the actual War Games.
Who joins Roman?
Well, you could get the Usos back together, couldn't you? Because one of them going to pelt doesn't mean it's not doable.
So do you think we're going to see Jimmy? Everyone's like, where's Jimmy? Do you think Jimmy shows up in this one?
Not necessarily in this one, but yeah. Okay. We could do.
Do you think it could be Roman and the Usos versus Solo and the Guerrillas of Destiny? That frees up Cody and Jacob Fatu for a pay-per-view match.
That's what I think. And if they do throw Hikuleo into it, then we could get Wild Sami Zayn in there. All good.
Could do. Well, he's kind of going after Gunther at the minute. I don't think it's going to be added to this, just because they seem set on this 5-match format at the minute. But weirder things have happened. We might get Gunther and Sami. Me do. So yeah. So what are your thoughts? Who do you think?
I like your idea of the new bloodline taking the win, especially with it being non-title, as you said. Yeah. So I'm going to go with that as a prediction there.
Okay. I think like Cody never loses, does he? So if he takes a loss, it's not for the belt, and it sets up Jacob Fatu as someone who's pinned him. His next opponent makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
But I'll tell you what, I'm excited for it. I feel like every WWE Premium Live event at the minute, well, maybe not everyone. I feel like when they do them in like random places, you kind of just feel like not really much is going to happen here. They're just going there to
look, wrestling's in your town.
Yeah, like they came to Scotland. I thought Drew was going to win. I was there.
Yeah, betrayal.
We did get Ala Dawn and Alba Fire getting the tag titles, so that was nice. But yeah, not really much happens. But this one, I feel like could be a big one because it's going to set up towards War Games. So yeah, they be our Bad Blood predictions.
Indeed.
So let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. If you enjoyed these takes, give us a big thumbs up on the YouTubes. We appreciate that. If you're listening, you're an audio OG, then nice one.
You're listening. Get a TV.
Don't you know they got these things with moving pictures on them these days? But now we appreciate all the audio OG listeners. So make sure you download the episode, rate it 5 stars, rate us 5 stars, whatever you can do on podcasts, do that.
Do the thing.
As long as it's positive and we benefit from it. That would be good. And I'll throw it over to you to talk about our pals, Hot Tag Foundation.
The Hot Tag Foundation, Carl. They are a wonderful organisation.
We're going to go into the rap again.
Sorry.
Keeps happening.
I know. I can't help it. It just rolls off the tongue. It does. But they're obviously they're a local charity, so UK based. They're doing the whole ethos around the charity is to sort of gather toys, like used toys it can be as well, can it? But to gather toys and to sort of share that love of wrestling and that community of wrestling, but also give to the less fortunate. Quite recently, coming up soon, should I say, it'll be the Toil Rumble, just in time for Christmas, in which they'll be doing a few drives at live events, so you'll be able to find them there at any live events in the UK that you may happen to be at. But similarly, as I say every time, even if you're not in the UK or you're not able to go to one of the events that they're at, just getting involved on the socials, sharing their message, sharing, where they're going to be and what's going on. Every little part of that helps, and it just helps that wonderful idea, that wonderful message of just, share a bit of community spirit. We all love wrestling. We all have that shared sort of love, don't we? And we can share that sort of that love of wrestling with other people and do a nice thing at the same time.
Yeah, I think their tagline, but their hot tagline is you've just got to reach out, isn't it? Which is exactly it. So reach out to them, either a follow, a share, see if there's a way to donate. I'm sure they've got options now where you can donate via Amazon and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you can buy
possibly,
stuff. So go check them out. Links will be in the descriptions, and we will catch you on the next one.